And you know what? I'm not going to go by how many people it says it's there because multiple people will be on there. So, hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's been a while since we did a YouTube Real Talk Live on the Edmonton Oilers. Just been busy doing comedy sketches, game recaps, breakdown analysis. So it's nice to be able to get a chance to do this again. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you go ahead and do that after the show when you have a moment. Subscribe to the channel, and I will do my best to bring the content to you. And my only ask is if you guys enjoyed the content, if you had a lot of fun enjoying it, if we made you laugh, if you learned something, please share the channel. That's my only ask. This channel's not monetized yet because I need to work on the view time. Part of the reason why we're doing this today. So, like I said, if it wasn't a waste of your time, if you had fun and you learned something today, and you just enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe and share the channel. That's my only ask. So, speaking of which, I am here with my special guest, repeat guest, actually my favorite guest to have on this show. His name is Chris, right below. Chris, say what's up to the crowd there, man.
How's it going, guys, man? It's always a pleasure to be on your show, man. It's fun. I like it. It's a bit disappointing that we're out here in the second round, but it'll be nice to do some hockey talk here today. But yeah, thanks for having me again. I enjoy doing this.
Man, absolutely, bro. I always have a lot of fun doing the show with you, and it's nice to be able to sit down and talk with a real Oilers fan, somebody who loves the Oilers just as much as I do.
Exactly.
You might love them a little bit more than I do. I don't know, but we're both pretty close.
I wouldn't say that. We're super fans, man. That's all that matters.
Yo, we're like super fan Magoo almost.
Yo, exactly. That guy's awesome. Although I actually have the only remember the tracksuit I was wearing, that the one with the tracksuit I have with my Oilers shoes, man. I'm like up there with like the nice gear. I'm only one in Edmonton with I think that tracksuit.
Well, dude, I got to tell you, Chris. When I went to that playoff game, I went to Game 5 in the first round with the Kings. We both did.
Yeah,
we both did. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see you, but
yeah, I know.
But next time you go to a game, bro, especially during the playoffs, when the moss pit, bro, if you're not working and you're not busy, try and get there early because someone like you that is dressed up the way you are, bro, media comes to you, everybody comes to you. It's a good chance for you to talk about the Oilers and whatever.
True.
Like the media guys will just walk right up to you.
Yo, that's
and I'm
true.
sitting there and I'm just like, hey guys, what about me?
Yeah, and I like the touch I had with those nice Adidas Oilers shoes. Like, oh man, those are sick. Like head to toe, man. Yeah, I've never been to the watch party, to be honest. Like, I've never been.
Me neither. I just wanted to check it out, and I wanted to get there early. And I'm like, you know what? I want to make sure I can join in on the fun and see what's going on. And I get there, and I'm like the only person there. Got there too early.
Yeah.
But obviously, it packed up. Packed up quite quick. Hey, Camilio's on.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Thanks for joining, bro. That being said, guys, just like Yikes on Bikes, just like Camille, whoever's on the channel right now watching. Chris and I will do our best to answer your questions. We got a couple of points that we need to cover. I didn't get a chance to promote it as much as I wanted to, but you know what? Hopefully some of the TikTok community comes on and joins. Those guys are always really active, so hopefully they get the chance to join and we'll answer their questions as well. But that being said, Chris, why don't we get right into it, man?
Okay,
what are your thoughts on the Oilers playoff run? Give me your honest opinion.
I was heartbroken, man. Like, for the first time, like, I thought we were gonna go. I thought we were going all the way, man, winning the cup. So to go out the way that we did, man, I was heartbroken, man. Sad for a couple of days, just that I had the Oilers blues, man. I was not a happy camper, man. To be honest with you, I was really disappointed and mad at some of the players on the team. To be honest, the coach a little bit. Just like, it's what everybody does when they lose. You just want to blame everybody on the team. So I was pretty taken back and mad because I thought this was our year. We two superstars breaking records during the regular season. Since Ekholm came onto the team, we were the best in the NHL. Man, our record was we were the best in there, and then to go out the way that we did, it was heartbreaking.
You know what? You bring up a good point about Woodcroft. I've always been. I've always defended Jay Woodcroft. Some of the fans didn't think he was the greatest coach, but I'm like, hey, man, this guy knows what he's doing. The thing that I've always liked about him, he doesn't publicly humiliate or criticize the players on the team. We win as a team and we lose as a team.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
To your point, to your point, I think I don't think I'm the only one. You share the same mind, and a lot of Oiler fans. So I'd like to hear what they have to say. But I felt that Jack Campbell deserved to play in Game 6.
Oh,
It was
100%. I think
it was a decision where it was like I understood why he played Stuart Skinner over
yeah,
Jack Campbell. I get that, but I mean, just the way Jack Campbell came in, and he was able to he was able to close out the
screw
games when he
Vegas.
could when he was called upon. You
Yeah.
know, that's my cousin there. What's
Well,
up?
well,
What's up, Germs?
can I make a point?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I believe was it game 4? I think game 4 in the series of the King series when we were down 3-0. I believe it was it the fourth. I think it was, but we were down 3-0 in the first period. They pulled Skinner. He was playing horrible, letting some very very weak goals. When they pulled Cam, that's great. Man, that's a lot of pressure to come in to a game like that when you haven't played like a lot of the end of the season there, and you come in place. You haven't played a game, and you come in there. So it's a lot of pressure, and he held it down. He held it down. He did what he had to do, and he was clutch. And we came back to win that game and win. Why he didn't get to start the next game, I have no idea, because I believe that Campbell, maybe shaky or not, he showed time and time again coming in that he could handle the playoff pressure. It's a different game in the playoffs. So I agree with you 100%. I personally thought they should have started Campbell at the start of the series, because yes, Skinner, and don't get anything wrong. I love Skinner. I don't say anything hate to him. I believe this is a Woodcroft problem that happened in this, because playoffs is a totally different game. It's not the same. Like you see the Florida Panthers right now, they were the worst coming into there, the bottom of the season coming in. They're destroying teams now. Like it's playoff hockey. It changes you mentally. Everything's different. The whole dynamics of the game, it's different.
But to that point, Bobrovsky was riding the bench, and as soon as they put him in the playoffs, look, he's leading that team now. He's leading that team now. It's experience, and I think with Jack Campbell as well too. He took so much heat from all the Oiler fans, so much heat, and I think the pressure was off for him because he wasn't playing. So when he comes in, he's got a bit of pressure when he's coming in. He's like, I got to close out this game. This is my opportunity. But at the same time, he doesn't have the Oiler fans getting in his head, saying, why is he playing? I mean, he came in. He won us that game when he came in. I think it was, game 4? He came in and saved that game for us.
Yeah.
He let in the 1 goal, but without him, who knows? Maybe we would have been eliminated. I don't know.
Yeah, but he could have just who knows what he could do. But when he did play, I was very happy and proud of his performance as an Oilers fan, and I was happy for him because I wanted to get into the justice things. But look at the last game that we played, the game 6 there. He came in the third period. He played really well.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Stuart Skinner's numbers. I don't know if you have them there from the playoff run, but last time I was looking at him, I think it was goals against was 3.68. Yeah, something like.
At 0.83 save percentage of the end. When he ended the 2023 season, regular season, he had a 9.14 save percentage and a 2.75 goals against, and he was incredible when he came into. He was one of the worst goalies in the playoffs when he came in, and I think Woodcroft should have took that in and said, "Hey, we need to switch some things up," because some of the goals they let in on Stuart Skinner, they were ridiculous, man. They were like a child could have saved some of those, man. and here's my point though. We were scoring goals, man. We were scoring goals, putting the goals in.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Every time we got the lead, boom, score again. Boom, score again. And he never held it. And that was my problem with Stuart Skinner. He could never hold it and make that big save.
Yeah. But you could even just see, Stu, you listen to him in the press conferences and all that. He's always calm, cool, collected. Yeah. He was calm, cool, and collected during the regular season. But as soon as the playoffs started, from game 1, he looked shaky. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the playoff. When you come into the playoffs, it's a different game, and he wasn't experienced for that. Because as a goalie, it's scary. You let him in goal, and this is playoffs. Eventually, it's going to lead to an elimination, and that's scary. Yeah, it's pressure. Yeah, absolutely, man. So I hope he gets the Calder Trophy. I mean, he was the second in running. I think Matty Beniers is probably going to take it with Seattle. Yeah. But the performance is based off on the regular season. If he gets that, I think that'll be an extra little boost of confidence going into the regular season. The good thing from this, they didn't go the distance. They didn't go where they wanted to go. But at least he's already got some playoff experience.
Yeah.
right? So.
And that'll be good for next year, right? Because I have no hate towards Skinner. I'm not hating on him. I'm proud of that guy. I just thought Woodcroft should have pulled, and this is a Woody problem for me. It wasn't a Skinner thing because Skinner's going to do what he's told to do, and that's not his fault. He just, I just thought maybe Woody should have put in Campbell and some games, and maybe we would have been surprised, and maybe we would have got the rest of the starts in the series.
Yeah. What did Camille think of Stuart Skinner? He's in there in the comments, says Stuart Skinner is not for real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Stewie's for real. It was just unfortunate. Nerves got the best of him, but I think if anything can come of this, I think I think he's going to be a better goaltender in the new season. So
it's a learning experience, but it just sucks how we went out to the playoffs and you can put the blame on a whole bunch of people, but at the end of the day, like I said, I blame Woodcroft.
Yeah. Speaking of Woodcroft and some of the things that he didn't do. Obviously not the goaltending change that we were hoping for, because we thought maybe that could have changed the momentum, and who knows, maybe we'd be in the Western Conference final, who knows. But what else? In my opinion, and not a lot of people agree with me on this, but this is just how I feel. When Derek Ryan was ill for that one game against Vegas, and we were shorthanded, Desharnais wasn't playing very good.
Oh, I mean,
he had a terrible playoff. Let's be honest.
Yeah, awful.
Terrible playoffs.
Awful.
You could have scratched him a game or two and put somebody else in. I thought they should have injected Devin Shore into the lineup.
I thought so too, man.
Yeah.
I was saying the same thing. Give him a shot. Like, I like Shore, man. I did. But I think they went with Desharnais because of his size, no playoffs, and just go around and hit them and stuff. Because, like, just use his body weight on him. That's a big boy.
But it's who are you gonna take? I mean, Desharnais, who's always constantly turning over the puck and resulting in the back of our net, or are you gonna put Devin Shore out there, who's gonna maybe hopefully get you some goals or cause some plays? Because at the tail end of the season, the last 4 or 5 games he played, bro, he was almost a point per game, and it's like everybody forgot about that. I understand between Devin Shore and Klim Kostin, who are you gonna choose? You're gonna choose Klim Kostin, of course, right?
That guy's I love that man. That's my crazy Russian, man. I love
you're going to choose him, but I thought there was an opportunity to inject Devin Shore in there, and just because of his play. He'd been in and up and out of the lineup, sent down to the AHL, back and forth. Started playing some of his best hockey, and there was probably no one more pumped to play in the playoffs than Devin Shore, and he didn't get that opportunity. Twice.
I agree. And he's definitely a lot more smarter on the plays up there than Desharnais too. Like Desharnais turned just like a big oomph, just a big guy that can skate around and be like, hey guys, like here you go, and give the puck away, and then like you know what I mean, like
just Frankenstein on skates, right?
Right.
So but like what you're saying, he's a big body. He's he's scary on the blue line. That's the guy that you want back there, but he I don't know. He wasn't doing it for me, man. Just too many turnovers that result in the back of our net. Ultimately cost us some of those games. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, like a lot of my boys, we agreed with the same thing. We didn't want him playing. Like, just bench the guy. Like, don't even just put a pile on there instead of him. Like, he was horrible.
So what about the other one that people were saying that should have been injected into the lineup was Dylan Holloway during the playoffs. What did you think about that?
I don't know, man. To be honest, man, maybe put him in for we had a few players that weren't showing up. Like, well, Kane showed up later on, and Nuge, Nuge didn't do anything. Moto did nothing. They could just switch. You could have put him on, switch any one of those 3 guys, and just even if it wasn't, they weren't doing anything, man. Just try to switch something up to get something happening, just to see, because you never know. It's like I said, it's playoff hockey. It changes everything. Maybe you put him in, and something crazy happens, and oh wow, we should just keep this guy in.
Yeah.
Because our all-stars that were killing it weren't doing anything for us, man. Nothing.
Yeah. And you bring up a good point too about the depth scoring. I mean, the Oilers had depth finally. That was one of our biggest challenges, and it's always been an Achilles heel for us was our depth. But we had depth during the regular season. The depth was there, but they didn't show up in the playoffs. They had a few goals here and there, like you said already. Nuge only hit 1 goal. Hyman got that one overtime winner.
Yeah,
I think he
Nuge
had
one
2
goal.
goals.
Nuge
Yeah.
one goal. McDavid didn't start coming into the later on into the series. He got 2 or 3. Was it 2 in the King series? Was it 2 or 3? 2, I think. He got more in the other one. But I mean, the start of the start of the series, that poor guy, Leon Draisaitl, man, I felt so bad for him. He was on for every single Oilers goal
Yeah.
for like the first 16 goals, which is crazy, man. But like that guy was carrying the team on his back, doing it all by himself, man.
Yeah.
Which is like sad because like I might get a lot of hate on this on unpopular opinion. McDavid's supposed to be the best in the world, but other than the last playoffs, I don't believe he performs as he should in these playoff games. I don't believe he's always there. Like, and like, hate me all you want in this city. I just like, man, we needed more from you. And he's not a passer. You're a goal scorer. You scored the most goals this season, but when you came into playoffs, you couldn't do nothing. And I don't agree with the argument. Oh, he has players all around himself, because every good player has players around them, but they find ways to score. You're the leader. Be the leader. Do your job.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Fair take, man. And speaking of which, with Leon Draisaitl, what did you think about that big tomahawk hack on Leon Draisaitl there from Alex Pietrangelo?
The thing is, like, so if you go back, I forget what year it was, but you go back and you watch the Marty McSorley whack on Bouchard.
Dude, that's exactly what I thought of.
No, but like his whack was just like this, right? He hit him, he just caught him, I think he tried to hit him in the shoulder, hit him in the head. He fell down. Tragedy. That was horrible. But like Pietrangelo it was like what, a couple of minutes left in the game. We were winning, and then he skates up to him. He goes like over his head and whacks. That was intent to injure. He was he meant to hurt him.
Oh yeah.
And like
100%.
One game suspension, like
no, it doesn't make sense. I mean, like they have to uphold the nurse thing because that's a black and white rule. But that rule's been rescinded before during the regular season on 2 different occasions, and they decided not to.
Yeah, and if Oiler did that to Vegas, I guarantee you a whole different outcome.
Easy.
I bet my life. I bet my life on that.
Easy.
It's the officiating, like this playoffs, like, and I'm not being biased or anything like some conspiracy theorist. You could blatantly see the bullshit that was happening in this playoffs. It's just like you could see the corruption. It was horrible. It was sad.
And you know what? I bet Draisaitl was playing hurt. He wouldn't let anybody know if he was hurt because what's that idiot from Ryan Rishaug going to do? He's going to break the news and tell everybody he's got an injured wrist. So he's probably playing hurt. In my opinion.
Like the player from the Kings, I can't say his name now. What's the Kings forward that said he's they're going out there to hurt McDavid. What was his name?
The defenseman?
No.
I know. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name either.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, though, man. Like their best player, but anyways, you know what I'm saying. But some were saying that McDavid was playing a bit hurt too. Like they were saying that he could have been hurt too, and he wasn't showing. So, but like I will give McDavid some props though at the end there. He was trying to like fight harder in the last little bit there in the series, but I just thought too little too late kind of thing. But I mean, Draisaitl has killed it, man. He's 13 goals, 12 games, 13 goals, 5 assists, 18 points. I mean, those are amazing numbers. And like there was that what's the 1 second here. He broke up.
Camille, thanks for helping us out. Drew Doughty.
Yeah, Doughty. Yeah, there you go, man. Thanks, Camille. But Draisaitl tied a 105-year-old playoff scoring record held by Frank Cyclone Taylor, man, which he tied the 105-year record. That's insane. And for him, like for me, he was the best player on the Oilers in the playoffs, like best all around. If you had to say pick between Draisaitl or McDavid on your team, who did you want to be the leader? I'd pick Draisaitl, man, because he's all around. He showed he's killed it, man. He's had the only other player to do that in Edmonton was Mark Messier in 1983. He scored 14 goals, and Leon Draisaitl, he's the one. He's the first to do it in almost like in a century, man. Which is that's amazing, man. He's like he's just climbing up like this. But I mean, don't get me wrong; those 2 last year were like on fire. Those are inhuman, man. Their stats like last year, but like that's what I'm saying. McDavid wasn't just at the start of this. I just don't think he was just playing at his best, and that was my problem with him. And to win in the playoffs, man, you need your best players to be being your best players. That's why you're their best players. And like it was like even with Toronto when they were playing Florida, man. Matthews, Martin, and Riley, man, they didn't do anything, and then they like pretty much got swept. Basically, they won one game,
Yeah.
but they were never going to win that series. They didn't show up to play.
Yeah. Speaking of those two, the dynamic duo, the big two, a lot of speculation. I don't think so much from Oiler fans, but every other fan
Yeah.
base. Draisaitl wants out. McDavid wants out.
No, man. They get everyone's gonna always have some kind of something to say, and they always want to stir up the pot, man. But like, we saw in the post game after the playoffs, man, Leon was hurt. Like he was not happy. So was McDavid. They were sitting, but then they asked him like, "So what is you guys' plans with the team?" And they basically just like told everyone to shut the fuck up, man. They were just like
Yeah.
that's basically what he's saying.
Shut him down.
Enough. Like we're here to stay. We're winning a cup here in this city. We are loved in this city. We love this city. We are staying here. Same like so. We're not going nowhere. So just enough with that talk. Like I don't want to hear. We're
Yeah.
gonna go. We're gonna have a good summer. We're gonna come back and roll it again. And
Yeah.
this year we're gonna make it happen. It's cup or bust next year. They said like so.
Yeah.
They're gonna come back strong, man. Like, and
Yeah.
I do believe we have a winning team, man. I do. I thought this
We
year
do.
we did. The thing is, like when we were ending this, like we were on fire, man. Coming after, so we got Ekholm, like the team just totally like TSN turning point. We were rolling, man, hard.
Yeah.
Best in the NHL, better record than Boston. And then when we started that LA Kings series, we went back to like typical Oilers, man. Like, what's wrong with you guys? You guys aren't clicking, you're not meshing, just giving away passes, goalies letting in weak goals. Like what just happened? Like, and then like I said, that 3-0 we're losing and putting Campbell, we're losing 2-0. He turned the whole dynamic around. Boom, the Oilers came back like, oh, thank God, here the boys are again, and we're coming back firing on all cylinders, and we're gonna win the cup, and then who knows, man? They put back Skinner in, and that's what I'm saying. Like in the playoffs, I believe a goalie can make or break a team. You let them that win 1 week thing. So who knows what could have happened? But I mean, the Oilers with their ups and downs, man, just like just stay steady.
So we know the dynamic duo is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I believe that.
But who is on the way out? Because the Oilers, I mean, they've obviously got to make some moves during the offseason.
I think Yamamoto should. He's too small. Doesn't like, and I love Yamamoto, man. Don't get me wrong, but like he did score that. Like I was hating on where is he scored that one goal, like to take us to like that to take us to the next series, but like. I think he's just too small, man. We're trying to push towards a more bigger team, and just I don't think he's top 6 for us, man. But I don't know who we put to fill in that top 6 mark, man. What does anyone watching say, or what do you say, man? Because I don't know who to take. I don't know.
Well, leave it to Uncle Kenny, man. I mean, Kenny said that he's not going nowhere.
Yeah, we have him for 1 more year.
Yeah, he's got unfinished business. There's a lot of rumors that Steve Staios, I'm sure the old Oiler fans know who Steve Staios is. Solid defenseman on the back end. It wasn't a huge point production on D, but he was solid defensively, took care of the zone. Big part of the reason why the Oilers had that 06 Cup run. And a wealth of experience in a year under Kenny. So obviously he may take over that role the following year after the next season. But yeah, what does Kenny do? Does he pick up another guy like a Nick Bukestad, which I hope we re-sign? I think he was a huge piece for us. He did everything that you wanted on the team. He hit, wins faceoffs, he penalty killed, and he scored. And he scored 20 goals. I think he finished with 18 on the year, but he had a couple goals in the postseason. So Nick Bukestad was a pickup. So if you can find someone else like him, because the Oilers don't have an issue scoring goals. We know that.
No,
we scored more goals than any other team. We led goals for
that's true.
last season, right? So we don't have a problem with that. It just comes to the defensive core, and I think with the pickup of Matthias Ekholm, he gets to spend a bit more time, a full season with the Edmonton Oilers. Imagine that's going to rub off on the team.
How about Bouchard this playoff, man? How about the boost bomb, man? Like some of those goals.
Unreal.
Man, his stats this year, his top 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. But like he scored some clutch goals for us, man. And that shot we've always needed from the blue line, man. Just that one like boom in. Like I was very proud of Bouchard, man. Very, very proud of him, man. Like at this position, and like he's probably. I just hope the Oilers don't just like pay him ridiculous amounts of money like they normally do. Just give him like one more year to see if he's still riding that high and stays
Yeah.
that. But I was so impressed with Bouchard, man. His
Yeah,
play
man.
this
And he's got that. I mean, he can do it all. He's got the big clapper from the blue line, but also he's got a rocket wrister as well too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he can snipe
Yeah.
that. Put it through
Yeah,
traffic, and I mean, sometimes his wrist shots like freaking 85 miles an hour,
no,
much
yeah.
like Klim
It's like-
Kostin, who's got a wicked wrist shot, heavy on the shot as well too.
Yeah. That's like that, the one game that Leland scored his 4 goals, or no, was he had the 4 goals and he was playing, and he was like the way he takes that wrister, but like right in front of the goalie and over his shoulder here. Like I'm just like, how did you score that? Then he like banks him off the back. Then like, oh man, I'm just like that guy was just like, man, I'm so in love with that man this year, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's amazing.
Different level, man.
Super Saiyan just settled this year, man. The beast,
dude.
They call him the German Gretzky for a reason.
Yeah.
Right, but
I like that though. Super Saiyan Draisaitl. I like that.
Man. He went off, man. And like I believe he kind of ran out of gas a little bit. He was doing it all by himself, and then you want some.
I'm telling you, man. That hack from Petrangelo, he didn't have any point production after that.
No.
So people are going to say, well, he wasn't hurt on the play, but he's not going to tell you he's hurt on the play unless he literally broke his wrist.
That would have hurt. Oh, thanks, babe. Bro, but
go Oilers, go.
That would have hurt, man. Like that could have like fractured, like a stake swinging like that coming down. That could have broke his arm potentially, man. That was dirty play. That was a freak like that. I was pissed. Oh man, I was mad.
Okay, speaking of controversy, I just posted a video. It's doing pretty well, right? Yeah, did you watch it? Yeah, did you see all the heat I'm taking on that video from people in the comments?
From Oilers haters, that's it, because you can't even argue when you watch that. Like you did a perfect video of the refs from both sides staring right at that. That wasn't a missed call. They saw that and decided not to call it.
Because 100%, man.
That would have been 4-minute minor, 100%. It goes in the box. Is what was like 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left, something like that. Box and the rest of it. We scored. Oilers were so good at coming into that end of those games and coming back. If we were up a man, then we would have pulled the goalie, put another man. We would have scored 2 goals easily, I believe, because we were on fire at the end of that period.
Oh, dude! If you look at the third period, the offensive zone time, I think the Oilers, it was like 15 minutes in the offensive zone. You put a double minor on top of that in the final 6 minutes of the game, dude.
So.
We were robbed, man.
You gotta and everyone wants to say, "Oh, you guys are conspiracy theorists," or "You guys are biased," but you can blatantly see the bad calls that are happening in these series. Like in the Kings game, just like taps. I forget what his name was. Skate gets a penalty, boom, in the box. Like you know what I mean. Like, but when he hit Ekholm like that, like he was leaking, man. Like I've been in fights and he looked worse than I do when I come on those, just from a high stick, man. Like that was the most ridiculous. Call I've seen in a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like YouTube's a bit sensitive here. JR, I don't know if they're showing his message. He says, F those officials. That was straight BS. I thought that was pretty PG. But you want to read the next message there, Chris? You can take that one away.
Oh, I can't see it.
Oh,
it doesn't
you can't read it? Yeah, it's from D's Nuts. You can't see that one, eh?
No, I can't see it. No.
Oilers haven't won the Cup since 2006. Well, not exactly. We need to make the 2024 the year we bring the Stanley Cup home. That was the last time we actually went to the finals in 2006, and unfortunately that ended in a Game 7. But I know where you were going with that. Thank you for bringing that up. You're absolutely right. The Edmonton Oilers will bring the Cup home in 2024. And they talked about it like, a championship team wants to work hard. I mean, everyone saw The Last Dance on Netflix, right? Everyone saw the Last Dance, Michael Jordan. And what were those guys doing? They were working hard during the offseason to get ready. To win the championship, and that's what they did, and that's what the Edmonton Oilers are doing. Kenny Holland talked about that maybe they're going to take a week off, but they're right back in the gym and they're getting right back to it because they know what this team can do. And Evander Kane put out a tweet as well too, saying that this is a team that wants to win. I want to win. He apologized to the fan base that we didn't get it done, and we're
Yeah.
going to get it done this upcoming season. Just like D's Nuts is saying, 2024 Stanley Cup champions, the Edmonton Oilers. So I think that's the future.
It's a good
And for those of
possibility,
you
man.
that are not
Good
Oiler fans,
possibility.
join the channel right now. Hey, this is an Oilers channel, but we're just speaking truth. We think that's
Yeah.
going to be the case. So
I believe if the officiating wasn't as bad as it was, man, we would have took both those series, man, easily. Because like when you look at the stats, I forget the stats of the overall playing of the Kings or the Vegas Knights. It was we played 18 times. We won 11 games. They won 7, and then just this last season alone, we were 3-1. So like, and it is right, man. When you're making calls like 5-on-3s and like just like that call on Fogle to go on a 5-on-3, that was the weakest call ever, man. That changes everything.
oh, but it wasn't. But that was a messed up call as well. That was the wrong call.
Yeah,
Jack Eichel was holding him.
yeah.
It was the wrong call, and to
That's
put
not
us on
like,
5-on-3, that changed the game as well too.
but like, what do you do? Because this has been going on. Like it goes back to when the Oilers were playing the Mighty Ducks a few playoffs ago, and then
Yeah,
what's his name gets up. I think it was grabs the pad, pulls out Talbot's pad. They score, and I mean
yeah,
you can blatantly see him grab it, pull it out in, and then
yeah,
they take it to win that. Like, and how do you
dude.
not call that? And how is nothing not done about this though? Like it's something. It's like Batman, man. Like he does. He hates Canada. He's like, this is this is a conspiracy theory, man. This stuff needs to
Yeah,
be fixed. It's like it's almost like it's like boxing fixings and stuff. Like so what is
yo,
hockey like going to be in this kind of dynamic and stuff too? I mean, it's just like it's sad to see. We haven't
yeah,
won the cup hasn't come to Canada for 33 years. It's not because uh, we don't have good players. It's just like bad calls, man. Change everything, man. And it's not they're not even hiding it anymore.
yeah. And I hate how some of the fans that probably aren't Oiler fans, and even some that are, oh, we shouldn't be blaming the officials. Hey, give me a break. You know, the NBA, the NFL have scrutinized their officials for making the wrong calls,
Yeah,
but the NHL refuses to do it. So
yeah.
they ask the question, why is hockey not as big as it's supposed to be in the States? Where in Canada it's like, it's our religion. We love hockey,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's because of stuff like that.
Right on,
You know what
Camille.
I
I
mean?
agree.
It's because of stuff like that. Yeah, Camille says we're bringing the cup back to the city
Yeah.
of champions. That's what we are. We haven't been champions for a while, but we earned that name during the dynasty, during the
Yeah.
Gretzky, Ari Curry, during those years, the old boys club there.
Yeah.
So I think we've developed a team where we can have that in our generation.
I agree. I agree. And I'm still gonna sit there and say I think like it could have went both ways, but after that big win with Campbell, you put Campbell as a whole new different game. He might have made some crazy saves for us, and we could have went a different way. Like but who knows, man? That's just my take on it, man. But like,
Yeah.
I always did like Campbell. So, and I believe he came in and he sure. I do believe if they put him in there, it would have been a different game from myself. Like, at least give the guy a shot, man. At least,
Yeah.
and especially
You,
after that game, he was so happy. He's like, finally, I got my shot. Maybe I hope I can play the next one. I think I earned my spot. I've been in the playoffs before, but
yeah.
Woodcroft made the final decision, and hey, apparently he knows best.
The other thing that he made a change, and I maybe you'd appreciate this too, Chris, because I know you're a goalie as well. Campbell changed his pads.
Well, did he? I
Yeah,
didn't see
yeah.
that.
You didn't notice that?
No.
Yeah, yeah. They talked about it, and I noticed it as well too. Because remember during the latter half of the season, he changed his pads, started playing better,
Yeah.
and in the playoffs, he changed his pads as well too. And dude,
I always
guys,
like. Yeah, I like that the thought of changing the pads and stuff like that. Just to get because sports superstition and stuff. Change the aura and like the dynamic of things. So I'm a big sports superstitious guy. I mean, my like these
but
nuts on here definitely knows that. But she makes a good point though too. I think she was talking about the Montreal Canadiens. At least we have the most Stanley Cups. I think what she's saying 22.
yeah,
At least we got that. Like I'm a Montreal fan. I don't. It's not like Toronto or Vancouver or Calgary where I absolutely despise them. I'm like, I'm a Montreal ally, man. Winnipeg and Montreal ally. So I'm
well,
happy with
what is it?
that.
What is it about Montreal that you like Montreal and none of
I
the other
don't.
Canadian teams?
I don't know, man. It's just maybe because Waugh played for them and stuff, and back then he's my
Okay.
favorite goalie and stuff. I don't know. I just
Yeah, that's a
feel
fiery goalie, that's
we've
for
never
sure.
we don't have a rivalry with them either. When we play them, it's always like good hockey, and you know what I mean. It's
Mhm.
not like Like well, one of the reasons I hate Toronto is we ever go to a Toronto game here, man, it's ridiculous. Like half the team is strong, they're all so cocky. I can't really talk smack about Toronto because we're the Toronto of the West. Like I can't say
Mhm.
anything about them right now. It's like
I've been to a season opener in Toronto um, with my brother. We went to the season opener against the Canadiens. I think that was almost a decade
yeah,
ago. That was a fun game to go to. I can't even remember if the Leafs won. I think they did.
yeah.
I was pretty hammered at that game. Fun time. That's where I got that iconic picture with Ron McLean. We got in there
Oh
before
yeah,
the
I saw.
game,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, and we got in there and got a picture with him when he was taking during a commercial break there.
yeah.
So, hey guys, yeah, if you guys got any more questions, feel free to throw them out. I think one of the other things I wanted to bring up as well too, and we talked about this already, is the defense and the goaltending needs to improve if we're going to be a
Yeah.
championship team. The Oilers, 17th in goals against. Not good enough, man. Not good enough. You can go ahead with that one, Chris, if you want to read that one.
Yeah, well, it disappeared right now, but he was like saying something. Gabe Bettman doesn't
Yeah,
want the
yeah.
like team to win because they get 20%. Well, it goes to Bouchard, Camille, but it goes to like the sense like I don't know. Gary Bettman's just like the pro America, like America. I'm all for America. Like he doesn't. All the advertising, most of the advertising stuff is all American. You know what I mean? So if the cup comes to Canada, they might, maybe they lose. I don't know, some funding and stuff like. There's some points like that's something for me that I think like he like he must be like saying something because like, with the way the refing man, it's just like like make these calls like it's like that funny meme it shows where he's
Yeah.
the refs on there and it's like Gabe Bettman is like stop making it so obvious at least man. He's like
Mhm.
okay boss, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess
D's
I
Nuts
think
says because they're the only NHL team that has the most Stanley Cups and they're Canadian, so that's why she's a Canadiens fan. Makes sense.
yeah
24 Stanley Cups. I mean, nobody's ever. I don't
yeah.
even know if we're ever going to see anybody beat that record.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I can see now I see the comments. Okay, okay.
Yeah, you just gotta flip up there and then
Yeah, I
they'll
see them.
reappear. Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah, man. Let's see. Where do you think the? Oh, you got the dogs there.
Oh yeah, they're listening to the show for a little bit. That when she took them out.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think happens in next regular season? Do you think the Oilers finish the top of the Western Conference?
Uh, to be honest, man, I would like to think so, but you can never with the Oilers. It's just you can never do a sure thing with them. You don't know. Like, look at what happened. You thought we are going to go far in this playoffs, and then I think we do. I think we're gonna let's go Canucks.
Mhm.
Boo.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I think they'll finish good, man. I think because they're gonna come back hot, right? We do have a good team, man. It's like you can't deny that the Oilers have an amazing team. Uh, their forwards are like just man, they're beasts up there. Score the
Yeah.
goals, and I think Skinner when he gets back, like keep Skinner playing number one. And he had a stellar regular season game. So like keep playing him and just maybe switch off. Like I don't know. We'll see what happens with Desharnais if he comes back. And you know me and Nurse, so I don't have to
Yeah,
start
yeah, yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's your boy. That's your boy, man.
Yeah, it's my boy.
No, I'm just kidding. But you know what? Something else that I was getting on the live shows that I was doing on TikTok there, a lot of people saying Nurse has got to go. And I'm like, guys, I understand that not everybody's a huge fan of Nurse, but
Yeah,
he's the second highest paid guy on the team, 9.25 million per
yeah.
year. If he's got to go, propose a trade to me where somebody accepts that trade.
Yeah.
Who? Who? Nobody's going to take it, right?
Nobody.
So we have to make the most of what we've got. And I
Yeah.
honestly think in the off season,
Well,
this is the point. This is the point. This is the point I was going to make about Jack Campbell and Darnell Nurse. So when Jack Campbell wasn't playing, he wasn't taking as much heat anymore because Stewie took off the pressure and he was playing well.
yeah.
Took over the starter position. That's got to hurt the ego a
No,
little bit.
no.
But at the same time, he's in that support role. He understands what he's there to do. And then he played better when he got to the playoffs. With
Yeah.
Darnell Nurse, he didn't get a break from the heat.
That's true. That's true.
He took heat the entire season. So I think Jack Campbell played better because not everybody's sitting there criticizing him every single day. And
Yeah.
it's a mental as much as you want your skill to perform on the ice, it's a mental game as well too,
Yeah,
right? So I don't know. That's my thoughts on it.
yeah.
Um,
Uh, God. But what do you think about like Costin going to be is he signed for next season? Like,
Costin, I don't know
I
what
think
the
it's it
contract was
needs to be.
for
He only had a
Costin.
1 year contract, man. That's somebody that we need to sign 100%, man. Because that
Oh,
guy is
guarantee
yeah. How he what is he 24? Is he 24 years old? 24, I think.
something like that. Yeah,
But like he scored some clutch goals for us. He come in. He had like only what, 5 minute, 4 minute ice time. I thought they should have played him a little bit more. But like he'd come in every time he came in, he scored those like that clutch goal too, man. I was really happy with that guy's performance, man. Uh,
yeah,
he's a big guy too. He's not scared to fight. How
yeah.
about those scraps we had though, man?
Oh yeah,
During those King
yeah.
series, man, the Kane fuck around and find out champion, man. The funny the picture when it shows like it's Fogel as one on the ground, then Kane as on the ground, like just sitting there like, oh man, that was terrific. And it went to show though, whenever the Oilers actually came to show up, then get pushed around, showed the muscle, they won those games, man. And every time they didn't, they lost. And when they get pushed
Mhm.
around, I just don't understand why they didn't keep up with that intensity because I mean uh, when they did that kind of stuff, they blew the other team away, and like I just like when they didn't, they got blown away. But I just don't understand why they didn't keep that intensity up because we needed that. And for the first time ever, we had a strong team that could big
Yeah.
boys that could push people around.
During Game 5 when you went there in the first round, I think you and Camilio went there. You
Yeah.
guys start any particular Oilers chants while you were there?
Oh. Oh, well, we're always the loudest section there, man. I can't
I
really
don't doubt
recall, but
that.
we don't ever shut up. I remember like I don't know if we ever started any chance. I forget. We're just goalers go, or I want to keep it PG here, so I'm not going to say everything I'm saying. But no, man, we're always the loudest section there, and about like what was the goalie's name that we get the goalie chance, especially
Corpusalo.
yeah.
Corpusalo.
Yeah, we got those chants going and stuff, but yeah, man, that's oh man, just being at those games on the playoffs, man, isn't it just like something else, man? Just like wow, that building is it's just incredible, man. Like the pre-gaming before you go and when you go in there, it just sucks that we're not in it right now, man. Like I said, like what do I do for the rest of my summer now, man? Like, well, I know what I'm doing the rest of my summer. The next for the NHL, like, am I going to watch these other teams? I don't even care about hockey right now, man. Like, so it hurts, man.
Yeah.
It sucks, but yeah. It was. I went to a few games this playoffs, so man, lost won two, lost one, but
Yeah.
yeah. How
We're not
many?
going to win every single one, but
Yeah,
there's no other worse feeling when going to a game, especially a playoff game, and we lose.
yeah. Especially when you get blown out.
Oh man.
Like it was the who was the call? Oh yeah, I like that. These nuts is saying when Pietrangelo whacked Josiah and then McDavid came in and grabbed him, was no one else was it. I like that. He was like swinging at him stuff, and McDavid doesn't fight. That was actually good to see.
That's his boy. I was happy to see that. I think maybe a lot of Oiler fans were kind of scared because they're worried he's going to hurt himself. But at the end of the day, that's what you want to see. That's what a good captain does: sticks up for
Yeah,
your teammates.
exactly.
And it was just vicious what he did, man. There's no way you
Intent
can
to
excuse
injure.
it.
Yeah,
You listen to Pietrangelo during his press conference after he got suspended, and he was just like, "Well, it's pretty
yeah,
obvious to see what's happening out there, being targeted, blah blah blah, whatever he said."
yeah,
Um, he's like, "I'm going to play the game. I'm going to play the game the way it's supposed to be played."
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah,
what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to come out there and
you don't.
intentionally injure
Yeah,
players. So
like I don't know if you saw on my Snapchat when I put like those two guys like Pietrangelo and the other guy, like it's like the hockey players, and like draw kicking them with their skates and like smashing their heads off the boards. That was the funniest. I wish we could do like a little side clip, and we could put that right now just to show that we got people watching because they'd laugh their ass off. It's the best clip I've ever seen. I forget what it entails. But like it was the funniest like
yeah.
little funny video I've
Yeah.
watched.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris. If you ever want to check out TikTok, if you're ever up for it,
Yeah.
you can actually do that stuff on TikTok. And
Okay.
the spread on there, the amount of people, like I was telling you right before we ran this year, I was talking to 200 people at once, man.
Yeah.
So and people from all over the world,
Yeah.
people in Switzerland,
Nice.
people in Quebec, saying, "Hey, I'm an Oilers fan." I'm like, "Oh, frick,
Yeah.
that's cool, man."
That's
And they just
awesome.
kind of they kind of tell you their story of where they were from in Edmonton
Yeah.
and where they are now. So if you ever want to try that out, I think that would go over a lot better. But YouTube is the priority, right? This is where I want to try and make some money.
Oh yeah.
So
This is the best.
uh,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
your
not at
pictures
that
are.
stage right now, but it's good to see that we've had a couple steady people on here. So thanks to D's Nuts and
Yeah.
Camille and
Yeah.
JR. Those are the consistent people that I've seen on
No
here.
Jay
So
Bally today.
I guess not, man. I guess not. But
You'll
you know
probably
what?
show up at some point here, but yo,
Yeah,
how about let's talk about the probably one of the biggest upsets in sports history, the Boston Bruins, man, just getting taken out there by the Florida Panthers, man. Wow. What'd you think of that?
they came back from that 3-1 series. Honestly, I didn't see them coming back. But we talked about it a little bit earlier. Bobrovsky gets injected into the line,
Yeah.
gets put in the blue paint, and they haven't looked back since. And I may take a lot of heat for this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Matthew Tkachuk,
Yeah.
trade of the century for the Florida
Oh,
Panthers. I thought they lost that trade. You gave up Huberdeau
yeah.
and Mackenzie Weegar, one of the best defensemen. And I was like, Calgary won this trade, but
Yeah.
they didn't.
No.
But they didn't.
Yeah,
Matthew
that was.
Tkachuk, as much as every single Oilers fan and
Yeah.
a lot of fans hate Matthew Tkachuk, bro, that's the guy you want on your team. He stirs
Yeah.
it up. He's a pest. He's like a Brad Marchand, but he scores. He
Yeah.
hits. He fights. He
I
does it
agree.
all, man. He does it all.
I mean, put that rivalry side and the hating on him and all that side. Yeah, he puts up his numbers, and that's the guy you want in the playoffs for sure, man.
Dude, man. Absolutely.
I'm gonna
So
go in my professional couch sitting watching opinion. I'm gonna go with Florida. I think the Florida Panthers are gonna win the cup, man.
I think so. I
That's
mean, coming off of beating off the beating off. Well, that didn't come out right. But coming back from
blooper reel right there.
yeah, that'll be a good clip for me to post later for people to watch this. But that comeback win against the Boston Bruins from 3-1, and then to go on and basically annihilate the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs got screwed in that last game. That was a goal.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's it, really. The Florida Panthers won that series pretty easy. So, you know what? I think you're right. I think Florida's got probably the best chance to win the cup. But what are your thoughts on the Dallas series and the Vegas series?
That's
Who
gonna
are
be
you
a good
picking in
series,
that one?
actually. I don't know. I'm just. If they're like, I think maybe Dallas will pull that one through, but
I'm going for Dallas too.
I think but Bettman wants his expansion teams to win, man. You know, it gives them like it's almost like he wants his expansion teams to do better than everybody else because it gives them more like endorsements and money and whatever. But I think he pulls for those teams to win more. I thought it was gonna be like Kraken were gonna beat the
I was pulling for the Kraken, and the only reason I was pulling for the Kraken is we got the boys on that team, man. We got Jordan Eberle, we got Justin Schultz, who's won a cup, who's won some cups with Pittsburgh, and Adam Larson.
Vegas has mostly Canadian players on that team, I believe. I think
Mm-hmm.
they're mostly all Canadian teams, and so that's the problem too with all these American teams. When like maybe for just like if you were to put just all the Canadian players and all the American players and put like Canadian have their own league and American have their own league, I want to watch the Canadian league, and it'd be much faster hockey, much funner hockey, because all these teams that are winning in the States, normally the teams win, they're all Canadian players, man. Canada's where it's at, man, hockey wise.
D's Nuts says, when you get your first 1,000,000 subscribers from YouTube, Stuart, the trip's on you. Hey, deal. You know, that's the goal. You know, I had a couple people comment like, let's get this guy to 1,000,000. And I was just kind of like, you know what, guys? Yeah, right. But that's the whole purpose of me doing this, right?
Yeah.
So I set that goal. That's one of my goals I've put up on the wall here to get to 1,000,000 subscribers. I think I can do it. And when I've got cool people like you, like D's Nuts, Chris, Camilio, and all of you guys, I mean, confidence is a real thing, man. Confidence is a real thing.
You're doing a great job, brother. You're doing a great job on this, man. Like the last one that you did with the Echo like video and stuff, man. Just like I like watching your videos more than I like watching TSN, man. Like you're like, it's fun, man. It's nice. You know what I mean? Like I like what you're doing with this, man. It's.
I'll try and be non-biased, but if I believe I'm firmly right for the Edmonton Oilers, I will sound completely biased, and I don't care.
Yeah,
because that's my team at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's all of our team. But now, I mean, with the Edmonton Oilers being out, and I'll give you an example. Oilers Nation during the off season. Hey, I like those guys. I met them. Waz, who's in charge of their social media, super cool guy. I talked to him for a little bit. And I'm friends with them on TikTok, which is pretty cool. They don't follow a whole lot of people.
Yeah, man, you're starting to make a name for yourself, bro.
Trying to, and they collaborated with me on a couple of my videos that really helped me get out there.
Yo, that video you made from You Can't Handle the Truth. What's the movie that you took it from? That was the greatest.
A few good men.
Yeah, A Few Good Men. That was one. I love that, man. I watched it a few times, man. You did a great job on that one, man.
Yo, thanks, bro. I'm in this apartment and I can hear people walking by each time, so I'm like pausing the scenes and I'm just like, because I'm yelling those scenes, right? But I put a lot of work into that one. I need to come up with something. So, but that's why I constantly put out game analysis and game recaps, because those comedy sketches don't come by easy, bro. You know, I have those ideas, and the moment I have them, I need to do them right away so it stays fresh and it comes out good.
Yeah.
But I always try and make sure I put out the best product that I can when I have those. Not everyone's going to be a banger. Some of them are going to suck, and that's fine. But it's all about output. It's all about volume.
Yeah.
You got to push that stuff out because the moment that you don't, you become irrelevant and nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares what you did yesterday. My theory is the very next day, you're back at zero.
I like
reset.
That. It's good.
Reset. You need to refocus. And that's why we're doing this today, man. And I really appreciated that you reached out, said we got to do this, because I know you said we had to do one before the playoffs.
But it was nice.
We didn't get around to it, but
it was nice just to talk, man. Because like I've been like quiet after we've been out, man. I'm just sad and hurt, man. I thought we were gonna go all the way, man. Like, and we had the team to do it. And I'm really mad with the officiating, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I want to know what everyone else thinks out there, because like it's not a conspiracy theory. The officials are garbage, man. Like if the officials ever watch this, man, like you guys are like oh man, like I hope your plane crashes on your next flight over to the next fucking arena you guys are going to, because you guys are horrible, man. These all new. It's just insane, man, how like ridiculous it is. They don't even hide it, man. It's just sad to watch. You know, I believe we would have won this series easily without this like one-sided officiating. It's not the Oilers versus the Knights or Oilers versus the Kings. It was the Oilers versus the refs, man. And it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they weren't even hiding it, man. It was sad to watch, and like you can just see the blatant like calls, and it's just But you know what, Chris? That's what it is, man. Everybody says, you know, it's Batman out to get the Canadian teams, and maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay, hold on. Let's go with that theory that Batman's out to get the Oilers, doesn't want a Canadian market to get the cup. Let's go with that theory. And if that's true, the Edmonton Oilers just need to play undeniable hockey. Yeah,
that's the only way. That's the only way. The only way. It's the only way. We're not going to get all the calls.
I agree.
So we have to find a way to pump that puck in the back of the net and keep the puck out of our net. Plain and simple. And it's not fair, but hey, guys, life's not fair. You know, it is what it is. And some teams are going to have an easier route to the cup, much like Vegas maybe, or whoever it is. And the Oilers are going to have that difficult path on the way there, and that's just how it is. So
could you imagine just like pulling in like the big bad Mike Smith to come play in the game? Man, could you imagine they pulled him up to come play one of those games? Like,
speaking of Mike Smith, I was watching a video recently, and the guys were saying Mike Smith is probably the most underrated goalie in the history. I don't know if he said in the history of the league, but he's one of the most underrated goalies of all time because what he was able to do. He brought us to the Western Conference Final. He brought the Lightning to the Western Conference Final. But his Achilles heel was he could not stop playing that puck. He could not stop playing the puck. As good as he is, nobody could touch him. Yeah. I mean, he was like he was an actual defenseman out there playing the puck. But there was some bonehead plays he made that killed us.
Yeah, I agree. But hey, you know my take on Mike Smith. I love the guy, man. I got the only reverse retro official Adidas Mike Smith jersey in Edmonton. But like, man, I love Mike Smith, man. He was my goalie. I had no problems
Yeah,
with him whatsoever.
yeah.
But
I liked Mike Smith too, to be honest.
and
But
it goes
the only other time I really got mad at him, I think it was Game 4,
the goal from half or like,
dude. And then he's blaming the people on the ice for letting it in.
he's like, no, he's looking around like, what the hell just happened? He's like, is this real? Is this real life? Am I dreaming right now? But
I
he
was like,
did bounce back. He did
yeah,
bounce back
yeah.
the next game.
But I was like, man, take your lumps. Don't try and put this on anybody else and try and absorb yourself of the blame.
I
He's
agree.
Rasmus Anderson scored from the other end of the ice, and you let it in, plain
You
and
know what that
simple.
reminded me of? Tommy Salo. Tommy Salo, way back when they playing Belarus and they take that shot, it bounces him off his head and goes in the back of the net. I forget what Olympics that was, but like that was like because that was one of the worst goals I've ever seen in history. And yeah, was it Belarus? Yeah, he played for Belarus, wasn't it? No, Belarus or I think one of those teams. I don't know if Camille's watching. Tell me the team he was playing for.
Dude, I thought Tommy Salo was Swedish. Am I wrong about that?
Sweden. No, they were Sweden. They were playing Belarus. Sorry, they were playing Belarus.
Oh yeah.
They took a shot from way half and like bounces, and it hits him in the top of the head and goes in. And then it was just like that was like the fall down of Tommy Salo. But that was like also the controversy between like Salo and Comrie, and like Comrie's banging his wife and like his downfall on him. So there's a lot going on with that. But the Coyotes, man, the Coyotes are they might be relocating on to
I think they're going to Houston. That's the next word now because the destination didn't get approved.
Yeah, but do you know where they were supposed to go? Quebec City or Toronto or Hamilton. Quebec City or Hamilton, and Bettman shut it down.
Yeah, Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah, and or Quebec City, but they shut it down, and that's what I'm talking about with Bettman, with his little like keeping the teams in America and all this stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have many teams in Canada. Give us another team.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But he shut it down.
Do you think the Canadian markets are not going to sell out? Of course they will. Yeah. Of course they will. Winnipeg is a sellout every single game during the regular season.
When we were during the dark days with the Edmonton Oilers, man, we sold out every game still. Like hockey in Canada is never going to die, man. Half of your teams in America are good because of Canadian players. Let's be real here.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. When you bring up the dark age, it's like I don't even want to think about that. That was just that was so painful to be an Edmonton Oilers fan. And this is where you got mad at me, I remember. You got mad at me because I remember during the dark age when the Oilers would never make the playoffs and the Flames made the playoffs. I lived in Calgary at that point. I was in Calgary for that for a couple of years before I went to Vancouver for a bit. And I went to a playoff game. I was wearing that Rockin' Flames jersey and I got that text from you like, traitor. It's just like, hey man, I live in Calgary. I'll support the city. I'll have fun in the city. I'm not going to be this disgruntled Oilers fan saying Oilers are the best when clearly we were terrible. But I would never root. I would never let's make this clear. I would never root against the Edmonton Oilers ever. Doesn't matter how fucking bad we are. But if the Oilers are non-existent and they're not in the playoffs, and I live in that city, if I lived in Florida, I don't care. I would put a Matthew Tkachuk jersey on and go watch a Florida Panthers game and join in on the fun. You know, at the end of the day, my heart is still Edmonton Oilers, but I'm not going to just shut out everything completely and just it's Oilers or nothing. It is Oilers or nothing, but I would never ever go against the boys. I just want to be clear.
It's like those two fans, the husband and the wife, they're a little bit older in Toronto, and I think for years now, every time they go to a game, they always wear the opposition's team. So like,
I saw that. That's hilarious.
I thought that was awesome.
When you think about it, there's really no other bigger supporter for the Maple Leafs than that guy. Yeah, he's buying a ticket to go to every single game.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. And he's doing it just for the fun of it, I think.
I agree.
And obviously it made the news, so I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's just man, I'm still heartbroken, man. I just don't understand how this happened, man. I thought for sure we were gonna go all the way, man. It's gonna take a while to get over it. So I'm glad to go. It's like I'm almost got the vent here today.
Yeah.
Let out some steam here.
Well, no, it's good, man. It's good. It's a way for us to stay relevant, talk about the boys, and talk about what we have to expect for the next season.
Okay.
I think it looks good for us. I think the future is bright, and like I
I
said,
agree.
the Oilers are going on vacation for a week. They're going to go hit the green and play some golf, or go on vacation and do
Yeah.
whatever, and then it's back to business.
Bro,
Back to business.
you should go hit up some golf some
Why
golfing this
not?
summer, bro.
Why not? Why not, bro? If you come down
Go.
to
We'll do a
Cowtown once all
show.
this
We'll
smog clears, let's go hit up some green for sure.
we'll do a post game show just like the Oilers are golfing right now.
Dude, absolutely. We'll do it on the green.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
and go check out Bench Clears. Pick up one of these.
Right? Nice. I
Yeah,
like it.
man. But check it out, bro. Well, we're about an hour into the show, Chris. I think we've covered a lot of content. You know what? You actually had some points you wanted to go over. Is there anything else you wanted to go over there, bro?
Let me just no. I think we'll talk about like the players. Because we already talked about McDavid and like to shut down the people like McDavid and saying that McDavid and just said I'm going to leave. They already said what's there. But how about Ekholm? Man, Ekholm's so happy to be here too. Like they're asking him, like that guy's like a ride or die Edmonton. So like no, I believe like we hit all of our points today, but like the boys are going to come out flying next year, man. I believe. Just a few little tweaks here and there, man. Not like what it was before. We've seen a few little tweaks, man. Just some like I don't feel we have a problem goaltending, man. I just felt we had a problem in the playoffs goaltending. It's just the pressure. I believe he's going to kill it. He's a very young, an up and coming goaltender, man. We're going to have Skinner for a while, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah.
But like just a couple of tweaks there back in the defenders. Sign Costin, maybe move Yamamoto, and we have a core of guys that are going to win the Stanley Cup, man. Like, it's not too like in our near future, man. If not next year, guaranteed the next after that, man. They're a team to be. They're a team to be. They're not a team to be fucked with, man. Like they're a good, hard, strong team, and they're big boys, and you know what I mean. So yeah, I think we hit everything that we plan to talk about. But yeah, man.
Yeah, speaking of Matthias Ekholm, you're channeling your inner Viking, hey? You got the goat
yeah.
going on as well too, eh?
Right? Yeah, man. I guess so, man.
This is as good as it gets for me. I've been growing this for years, man, and this is as good as it gets, bro. I can't grow. Oh, Matt Maddox is back. Hey, bro, thanks for joining, man.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're almost wrapping up the show here. Unless there's any other points. I know you had a lot of stats. Did you go over those as well, too, Chris?
The stats we were gonna talk about before, but like I was gonna go on to like the from like the Giuseppe, just like the Giuseppe stats, man. He's got fucking like the two boys, like 31 goals, 46 assists, plus 10 in 49 games in all of his playoffs. McDavid, he's got 29 goals, 46 assists, plus 16 in his plus minus in 49 games. Like these are the players like this, man. Like you don't have stats and shit like this and not be able to win a cup, and that's what it goes to the sense. Like you have these big beasts, man, playing on your team and for so long not win the Stanley Cup. It's got to be one thing, man, just to trust in this NHL, because we were breaking records all season, man.
Yeah,
all those records all season we were breaking them, and you don't
highest power play percentage in the history of the game.
Yeah. Giuseppe was breaking Gretzky records, and you don't break these kind of records and then not win a cup or go as short as they did in the playoffs. It doesn't happen unless
Facts.
Kind of
Facts.
And like, but you're right. Like, you can't put the blame on the refs. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, it's the refs." You can never go into anything like that. Just win the freaking game, man. Just go in there and do your fucking job, and get it done. And you can blame the coaching, right? Like switching the goalies here and there. And
oh, Mad Maddox helping out here. Yo, thanks, bro. I appreciate the tips there, bro. I should maybe look at doing that as well too. I'll admit the community tab, I kind of fell off. I've been so busy on TikTok. I don't know. It's just the spread. I mean, as soon as I put something on TikTok, it's like it's seen by thousands and thousands of people. So my thought process kind of fell off on YouTube, even though this is where the monetization starts. So my thought process was I build up the community as much as I can there, and I get them to gravitate towards YouTube. That's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. But Matt Maddox, that's definitely, I'm going to take that one away. Thanks for letting me know about that.
I'm going for the money, look, Camille. I'm trying to get a job here on Stewart for real, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, man. Really? Definitely. Well, I mean, Chris, you're my most welcomed guest on this show. I just don't like bringing anybody on this show. I want to bring somebody on this show who appreciates the Oilers the way I do, the somebody who follows the Oilers, knows their stuff, and that's you, bro. So
Appreciate them. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to do like a live, me and you versus like say two guys in Vegas or something going off on it.
That would be interesting.
You know what I mean?
And we could totally do that on TikTok. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You should check it out, man.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, can I like if I was to ever go on one of yours, man? Yeah, we could do something like that, man. I'd be.
Mad Maddox. Well, this is definitely a guy I want to make sure I stay in touch with. A million followers on TikTok, and dude, I only started this journey about 5 months ago, and the spread on there. Okay, I'll give you an example. Instagram, been on there for what, decade, like everybody else. Sitting at like 500 followers. I've been on TikTok for 5 months, and I'm already at 1,200. And you know, the following is great, but at the end of the day, I just want the strength in the following, the strong supporters who are gonna support this journey and help me do something with it. So, but that's why I'm kind of focusing on both. You kind of have to. My thought process is with the social media game. Okay, there's Twitter, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, and TikTok, right? Basically, I look at it like a roulette wheel. Okay, here's the roulette wheel. I load up on each number, all the social medias. I post them, and I'm like, okay, let's see what hits. Let's see what hits. So that's kind of my thought process on it. Mad Maddox says I deleted it. Anyways, but yeah, bro. That's pretty much all I got for the show. Unless you got anything else you wanna discuss there, Chris.
I'm pretty done here too. I think we
I'll give you a call quick just to recap right after we get off the feed here. But just in closing, guys, I know we still got a couple people on the feed. For those of you that have stuck with us through the entire show, guys, thank you so much. It means so much to me and Chris. Yeah. And you know what, Chris has got a subscriber on there. I'm subscribed to him. So anybody that's on the feed, make sure you subscribe to Chris's account as well too. Help him out as well too. We're both working on this together.
I have nothing on there.
Hey, why not, man? Who cares? I mean, you're on here for this. Content is content, right? So make sure right after the feed, guys, you follow Chris as well too. And but once again, thank you to everybody. And like I was saying before, if you guys enjoyed the content, if you learned something, if we made you laugh and you had some fun on the feed, my only ask is share the show. Just thumbs up. Share the show. Give us the thumbs up and help us grow this channel, because the only way I'm going to be able to deliver more content and Oilers content is if you share the show. So like I said, if you enjoy it, share the show. If you don't, if you thought this show was a waste of your time, you didn't like it, well, you don't have to do anything. Don't share the show. But if you like it, hey, man, help us out here. Share the show and help us grow this thing. Okay?
The guy deserves it, man. He deserves it. He does a lot of hard work for you guys, man. Good videos and good content. So I agree with this 100%. Help the guy out.
Yeah. Yo, JR says y'all are both dope together. Great content.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Thanks, JR. Appreciate it, man. Hey, Chris, one of our best shows, honestly, man. So I'm gonna give you a shout right after the live feed here. And once again, thank you so much to everybody. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you go ahead and do that now. And if you've got TikTok, hop on TikTok there. I've got a lot of content on there as well too that you can check out. Thanks, all right, Camilio, thanks. D's nuts, if you're still there, thank you for always being in the chat and helping us out there as well too.
Yeah, she does a little bit behind the scenes for us too, so that's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, guys, well, we're gonna wrap up. I'd say let's go Oilers, but we're not in the playoffs anymore. But let's go Oilers for next season.
Yes,
we're gonna make things happen. We're gonna look at a different Oilers team in the new season, and the cup is coming back home to the City of Champions.
Yes, sir.
You can count it. You can count it. You saw it here first. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks again. Talk to you later.
See ya.